Marcus Chen's head felt like a construction crew had set up shop inside his skull and was working overtime. 3 days of celebrating his successful cargo run had left him with a hangover that could probably be detected from orbit and a desperate need to renew his trading permits before they expired. The digital registration terminal at Hyperion Station's administrative office glowed with bureaucratic menace. Forms upon forms, all requiring attention from a brain that was currently operating at maybe 15% capacity. "Do you wish to register for special galactic events?" the screen asked. Marcus's vision was blurry. He just wanted this done. He clicked yes because maybe it was some kind of trader's discount program. "Confirm registrations for the 47th Annual Galactic Predator Dominance Summit? Sure. Whatever." Click. "Entry fee 25,000 credits, non-refundable. Confirm?" Marcus squinted at the screen. That seemed high for a trader's program, but his brain helpfully reminded him that everything was expensive in space. Click. "Congratulations. You have 14 standard days to present your planet's apex predator for evaluation. See you at the summit." Marcus blinked, then blinked again. Then his hangover briefly paused to let pure terror take over. The realization. No, Marcus muttered, frantically pulling up his transaction history on his personal device. There it was, in glowing confirmation. Entry registered, fee paid, participant status confirmed. 25,000 credits. His entire savings, gone, for something called the Predator Dominance Summit. He searched the galactic net with shaking hands. What he found made his hangover significantly worse. The Galactic Predator Dominance Summit was the most prestigious and dangerous competition in known space. 47 species, representing the deadliest worlds of 6 star systems, brought their most terrifying creatures to prove evolutionary superiority. It was part scientific conference, part gladiatorial spectacle, and entirely lethal. Previous competitions had featured things that made nightmares look friendly. Creatures with acid blood, telepathic hunters that could stop your heart with thoughts, living shadows that digested prey while they were still screaming. And Marcus had just signed up to represent Earth. "Okay, think," he told himself, pacing his tiny ship cabin. "Earth's apex predator? What's Earth's apex predator?" He searched online. The results were confusing. Great white shark, polar bear, killer whale, humans. Marcus read that last one twice. Some biologists argued that humans were Earth's true apex predator through tool use and intelligence. But he couldn't exactly present himself, could he? Then his eyes landed on Princess Fluffington. Princess Fluffington was a 7-pound Persian cat with cream-colored fur, a pushed-in face that made her look permanently annoyed, and an attitude that suggested she tolerated Marcus's existence rather than appreciated it. Marcus had rescued her from a station pet shop 2 years ago. Or rather, she had chosen him by sitting in front of his ship and refusing to move until he let her aboard. She currently occupied the captain's chair because it was the most comfortable spot on the ship and was grooming her paw with the kind of focused intensity that suggested this was the most important task in the universe. "Princess," Marcus said, slowly, "how would you like to go to a competition?" Princess Fluffington ignored him completely. Marcus pulled up more research. Domestic cats, Felis catus. He started reading, and with each paragraph, a crazy idea began forming. Cats had the highest hunting success rate of any predator on Earth, over 90%. They could jump 6 times their body length. Their hearing was 4 times more sensitive than humans. They had retractable claws, night vision, and reflexes so fast they bordered on precognitive. "You're a killing machine," Marcus told Princess. She yawned, showing tiny needle-sharp teeth, and went back to grooming. A very small, very lazy killing machine. But what choice did he have? The registration was non-refundable. If he didn't show up, he'd be blacklisted from every trading station in this sector. His career would be over. "Okay, Princess," Marcus said, making his decision. "You and me, we're going to a predator competition. Try not to embarrass us too badly." Princess Fluffington knocked his coffee mug off the console and walked away. This was definitely going to be a disaster. Arrival at the summit. 14 days later, Marcus stood in the registration area of Combat Arena Zeta 9, holding a pink cat carrier and questioning every life choice that had brought him to this moment. Around him, the competition staging area looked like evolution's greatest hits of terror. Containment fields hummed with barely restrained violence. Reinforced cages rattled as things inside threw themselves against the barriers. The air smelled like ozone, fear, and very expensive insurance policies. Name? The registration clerk asked. She was a Vexorian, with 6 eyes and a professional demeanor that suggested she'd seen everything. Marcus Chen, representing Earth. And your predator. Marcus held up the carrier. Through the mesh door, Princess Fluffington was visible, lying on her pink blanket and looking profoundly unimpressed with the entire situation. The clerk's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. That's her entry. Yes. It appears to be sleeping. She's conserving energy. Marcus lagged. I see. The clerk's tone suggested she very much did not see. Proceed to staging area 47. Your preliminary evaluation begins in 2 hours. Marcus picked up the carrier. Princess made a small, annoyed chirp that said very clearly she had not asked to be moved. The competition. Staging area 47 was between a creature that looked like a bear had been crossed with a nightmare and something that existed partially outside normal space-time. Marcus set Princess's carrier on the designated platform and tried not to make eye contact with anything that had more than 4 eyes. A human. The voice was deep, rumbling, like rocks grinding together. Marcus turned to see Warlord Krieg, a massive Thoraxian standing 9 feet tall. His species looked like a bipedal rhinoceros made of muscle and bad intentions. Behind Krieg's reinforced containment field paced the Razorback, a 6-legged predator from Thorax Prime. The thing was all muscle, claws, and teeth, with armored plates covering its body and eyes that track movement with hunting precision. I heard your species was soft, Krieg said, his translator rendering his tone as contemptuous. Now I see it's also foolish. Yeah, well, your guy's very nice, Marcus said. Does he do tricks? Krieg's face did something that might have been offense, or possibly the beginning of a declaration of war. To Marcus's left, a floating squid-like creature was adjusting controls on a stasis tank. Inside, something with too many teeth and not enough regard for physical laws pressed against the transparent aluminum. A mind gripper, the squid explained, noticing Marcus's stare. Its voice came through a translator that made it sound like wind chimes. It can sense fear from 3 kilometers away and hunts by making prey relive their worst memories until they go catatonic. Cool, Marcus said weakly. My cat coughs up hairballs on my bed. Is that a defensive mechanism? It's a cry for help. Across the staging area, he spotted Commander Vrixel of the Aquatic Dominion. Her entry was a depth stalker, a creature that looked like someone had given a shark tentacles, cybernetic enhancements, and a personal vendetta against the concept of mercy. 32 confirmed kills in sanctioned combat, Vrixel announced proudly. Enhanced neural processing, titanium-infused teeth, and an aggression profile that requires 3 handlers to manage. Princess Fluffington chose this moment to wake up, realize she was in a new location, and begin loudly complaining about the accommodations. Meow! The sound cut through the staging area's ambient noise. Several predators stopped pacing. A few turned to look. One made a nervous sound. Your creature is distressed? Krieg asked. She's offended, Marcus corrected. The carrier is pink. She prefers purple. Attention competitors, a voice boomed through the arena. Welcome to the 47th Annual Galactic Predator Dominance Summit. You represent the pinnacle of evolutionary combat prowess from 47 worlds. Over the next 6 hours, your predators will face 3 challenges testing hunting capability, combat efficiency, and psychological dominance. The other predators responded with various threatening displays. The Razorback roared and slammed into its containment field. The Mind Ripper pulsed with dark energy. The Depth Stalker did something with its tentacles that looked both obscene and terrifying. Princess Fluffington stuck her paw through the carrier mesh and started grooming it with intense focus. First challenge begins in 20 minutes, the announcer continued. Transport to the arena begins now. As the containment field started moving toward the massive arena doors, Krieg leaned down toward Marcus. Human, when your creature fails, try to die with dignity. Thanks for the pet talk, Marcus muttered. He looked down at Princess, who had finished grooming and was now staring at him with those flat, judgmental eyes that cats had perfected over thousands of years. Just try to look scary, Marcus whispered. Can you do that just once? Princess yawned. The arena doors opened to reveal a crowd of thousands from across the galaxy, and a sound of their anticipation hit like a physical wall. This was absolutely going to be a disaster. The arena was massive, designed to accommodate the galaxy's most dangerous creatures in controlled combat scenarios. Currently, it was configured for Challenge 1, Psychological Dominance. Each predator will be placed in a contained arena space with competitors' predators in adjacent zones, the announcer explained. Scoring is based on intimidation displays, territorial assertion, and psychological impact on opposing creatures. Physical contact is prevented by energy barriers. The crowd roared its approval. This was what they'd come to see. Apex predators facing off, testing each other's dominance without actual combat. Containment fields lowered. 47 predators were released into their designated zones. The Razorback immediately charged its barrier, roaring loud enough to make the arena floor vibrate. The Mind Ripper expanded its presence, making the air around it feel heavy with dread. The Death Stalker thrashed its water-filled zone, creating waves that suggested violence. Marcus opened Princess Fluffington's carrier. The cat stepped out, looked at the arena, looked at the other predators, and sat down. Then she began grooming her face with one paw, completely ignoring the thousands of spectators and 46 evolutionary nightmares surrounding her. "Your predator appears inactive," Krieg observed from the competitor viewing platform. "She's assessing the situation," Marcus said, though even he didn't believe it. On the massive display screens, other predators were putting on shows. The Razorback was demonstrating its combat prowess against the barrier. The Mind Ripper was creating illusions that made parts of the crowd visibly uncomfortable. A wolf-like creature from the ice world Fenris was howling with a sound that activated primal fear responses in multiple species. Princess Fluffington found a warm spot where sunlight filtered through the arena's transparent dome. She walked over to it, circled twice, and flopped down with a contented sigh. Then something interesting happened. The Doctor's discovery. Dr. Zylara, a renowned xenobiologist from the Collective, was monitoring all predators with advanced scanners. She'd been hired to provide commentary and analysis for the crowd. Her readings on Princess Fluffington made her stop mid-sentence during a broadcast. "Wait," she said, her translator carrying confusion and growing alarm. "This doesn't... Run that scan again." Her assistant complied. "Oh no," Dr. Zylara whispered. "Oh no, no, no." "Doctor," the broadcast coordinator asked, "is there a problem?" Dr. Zylara pulled up a holographic display visible to the entire arena. The crowd quieted as data began flowing across the screens. "I've been analyzing the birth predator," she said, her voice taking on that special academic tone that preceded reality-altering revelations. "I thought it was inactive. I was wrong. It's doing something far more disturbing." The display showed Princess Fluffington's vital signs. Heart rate, calm. Stress hormones, minimal. Awareness level, maximum. "This creature," Dr. Zylara continued, "is displaying perfect psychological dominance. Look at the other predators." The cameras zoomed in. The Razorback was still charging barriers, but it kept glancing toward Princess's zone. The Mind Ripper had stopped expanding and was now maintaining distance. Several smaller predators had moved to the far corners of their zones, as far from the cat as possible. "It's not showing dominance through aggression," Dr. Zylara explained. "It's showing dominance through absolute indifference. In predator psychology, this is the ultimate power move. It's saying, you are so far beneath my concern that I will sleep in your presence." Krieg stood up slowly. "That's ridiculous. It's just lazy." "No." Dr. Zylara pulled up more data. "Watch its ear movements. It's tracking every sound in the arena. Watch its pupils. They're adjusting to track motion in all 46 other zones simultaneously. This creature is maintaining total awareness of its environment while appearing completely relaxed. That's not laziness. That's confidence. Apex predator confidence." She pulled up Earth's data files. Felis catus, the domestic cat. Success rate on hunts, 32% when hungry, 90% when hunting for sport. The crowd made confused noises. 90%, Dr. Zylara repeated. For comparison, the Razorback has a 68% success rate. The Mind Ripper manages 71%. This creature hunts better than your champions, and it does it for fun. More data appeared. Reaction time, 20 to 70 milliseconds. That's faster than most species can process visual input. Flexible spine with 30 extra vertebrae, allowing movement in directions that shouldn't be physically possible. Retractable claws, night vision, hearing range 5 times more sensitive than humans. Bite small, someone from the crowd shouted. Size, Dr. Zylara said quietly, is irrelevant to apex status. This creature has caused the extinction of 63 species on Earth. 63. It hunts birds from the air, rodents from underground, fish from water. It is an omni-terrain apex predator. Princess Fluffington yawned, stretched, and repositioned slightly to better catch the sunlight. The truth emerges. But here's the truly horrifying part. Dr. Zylar continued, pulling up images from Earth. The screens showed humans with cats. Cats sleeping on beds. Cats sitting on laps. Cats being fed, petted, groomed. Humans live with these creatures voluntarily, in their homes, in their sleeping quarters. The arena went silent. These apex predators have a 95% genetic similarity to their wild ancestors. They're not actually domesticated. They've chosen to coexist with humans for mutual benefit. They receive food and shelter, and in exchange they provide companionship. She pulled up more disturbing images. Humans also keep creatures called dogs, pack hunters from their apex predator wolves. Some dog breeds weigh over 200 pounds. Humans let these creatures interact with their offspring as teaching tools. Krieg's rocky face had gone pale. The human lives with this creature on these spacecraft, probably sleeps in his bed. Marcus confirmed, because at this point, what did it matter? The crowd erupted in shocked multilingual chatter. Commander Rixalt stood up, her aquatic suit bubbling with agitation. My species keeps our predators in maximum security containment. We study them from safe distances. We respect their lethal nature. Humans put sweaters on them, Dr. Zylar said, pulling up an image of a cat wearing a tuckney knitted outfit. For entertainment. I withdraw my Deathstalker, Rixalt announced. I will not subject my predator to this humiliation. What humiliation? The coordinator asked. The challenges haven't even looked. Competing against a creature whose species is so absolutely dominant that another sapient species keeps them as companions? Rixal's voice cracked with something that might have been fear or awe. My Deathstalker is a warrior. That thing is a lifestyle choice with murder capabilities. Creed was staring at Princess Fluffington with new eyes. I withdraw my Razorback. On what grounds? On the grounds that it's clearly outclassed. Look at it. He pointed at the screen showing Princess, who had rolled onto her back in the sunbeam, paws tucked against her chest. That's not relaxation. That's a creature so confident in its dominance that it's exposing its vital organs to 46 predators without concern. My Razorback would never. It couldn't. One by one, competitors began withdrawing. The Mind Ripper's handler looked at data and quietly filed withdrawal funds. My creature manipulates fear. That thing appears to operate on chaos and random violence. The psychological profile doesn't match any predator pattern we know. A reptilian ambassador stood up. My species entry is the venom worm, apex predator of our world, responsible for 70% of megafauna extinctions in our planet's history. I'm withdrawing because I just learned humans intentionally bred these cats into hundreds of varieties, some of which can't even hunt effectively, and humans keep them anyway because they find the helpless ones cute. That's not dominance, someone whispered. That's insanity. Exactly, the ambassador replied. I'm not risking my predator's dignity against a species that cohabitates with insanity. Within 30 minutes, 42 competitors had withdrawn. The remaining 5 held out until Dr. Zylara pulled up one final piece of data, a video from Earth showing a cat being startled by a cucumber. The creature's response, a vertical leap of 6 feet, twisting midair, landing in a defensive position all in under half a second, made the crowd gasp. That's a fear response, Dr. Zylara explained, to a vegetable. Now imagine what this predator does to actual threats. The last 5 competitors withdrew simultaneously. We have a winner by universal forfeit, the coordinator announced weakly. Earth's representative, Marcus Chen, and Princess Fluffington. The crowd's reaction was confused applause, mixed with existential dread. Princess, completely unaware she'd just conquered the galaxy's most prestigious predator competition, was now grooming her butt with focused determination. Victory and realization. The prize ceremony was the most awkward event Marcus had ever attended, and he'd once been to a Plutonian tech seminar. The trophy was presented by the Galactic Predator Council's chairman, who handled it like it might explode. Congratulations on your victory. Marcus accepted the trophy and the credit chip worth 100,000 credits. Princess Fluffington, released from her carrier for the ceremony, immediately tried to knock the trophy over. Speech, someone from the crowd yelled. Marcus looked at Princess, who was now attempting to bite the trophy's base. Princess Fluffington and I are honored. She worked really hard on being herself, which is apparently terrifying to everyone here. Krieg approached after the ceremony, his massive form somehow respectful. Human Marcus, I misjudged your species. Any being that shares living space with such a creature is either the bravest warrior in the galaxy or the most insane. Can't it be both? Marcus asked. Indeed it can. Back on his ship, Marcus set the trophy next to his navigation console. Princess immediately jumped up and knocked it over. Because, of course she did. You just won the most prestigious predator competition in known space, Marcus told her. You cleared a room full of the galaxy's deadliest creatures without even trying. Princess Fluffington looked at him with those flat, judging eyes, meowed once, a sound that clearly meant, feed me, servant, and walked off to nap in the captain's chair. Marcus's communicator pinged. Messages were flooding in. Interview requests from galactic news networks, sponsorship offers from pet supply companies, and one message from Dr. Xylara. Mr. Chen, I'm writing a paper on Earth's apex predators and their psychological impact on galactic species. Would you be willing to participate in follow-up studies? Also, does Princess Fluffington have any siblings? My research requires further observation. Marcus looked at Princess, who had somehow wedged herself into a box that was 3 sizes too small and appeared perfectly content. You know what, buddy? Marcus said. I think we just accidentally taught the galaxy that Earth is way scarier than anyone thought. Princess purred from her box. Somewhere out there, 46 species were rethinking their entire understanding of predator dominance. Dr. Xylara was probably writing a paper that would fundamentally change xenobiology. Krieg was likely having deep philosophical conversations with his Razorback about the nature of true strength. And Marcus Chen, cargo hauler and accidental champion, was sharing his ship with a 7-pound terror who'd conquered the galaxy by taking a nap. The galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. And Princess Fluffington didn't care even a little bit.